Cheers, Kirsty. Oh, if I don't hear from you, I'll assume you were right before. What it means. I put down the faces that we're with, and I'm very happy.
Testing 1 2 1.
Thanks, Holly. Thank you.
So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to finals day of the 18 and under LTA National Junior Championships. For our final, please welcome onto court our ball crew. And to our players for today's girls singles final. Firstly, please welcome Isabel Lacey. And also, please welcome Hannah Klugman.
Well, here they are, the players for the first final of the day. Welcome to the National Tennis Centre in Roehampton for the finals of the 18 and under event at the Junior National Tennis Championships. We had the 16s last week, but the stakes rise this time around for the champions today. It's a spot in the men's and women's singles qualifying at the Championships Wimbledon this season. So it is the stuff that dreams are made of. And we saw that yesterday for the doubles winners as they received direct entry into the main draw of Junior Wimbledon. That meant a lot. This might mean even more. Abigail Johnson here with you for both matches today, which kicks off with the one taking to court right now. Isabel Lacey, the number 4 seed, 16 years old, taking on last week's 16 and under champion Hannah Klugman. Spots of rain this morning. Iffy forecast. It has been the case for much of this week. The players have had to deal with playing some matches indoors, some matches outdoors. And that's the nature of tennis. You have to be able to adapt and make those adjustments. And all the players who've made it through to the finals have done that impressively. So Isabel Lacey and Hannah Klugman going head-to-head again at the National Championships. They did face off last year in the 16s, and very shortly Richard Joyner is going to be courtside to give you a little bit more information on both players.
Ladies and gentlemen, to the left of the umpire's chair is Isabel Lacey. Isabel seeded 4 here this week at the 18 under National Junior Championships and has reached today's final without the loss of a set. She has a current junior world ranking of 77 with a career high to date of 49 in February of this year. In addition, she has a current WTA ranking of 872 and last week reached the semi-final of the women's 15K event in Sharm el Sheikh. She's also won the J2 Aldershot title in April 2022, having previously won titles in the Stola and Loughborough in 2021. She trains at the NCC with her coach Ali Filmer, lives in Sheen, less than 2 minutes drive away from here, and has a number of interests outside of tennis, which include fashion, magazines, and actually generally sort of socialising and what have you. So please welcome Isabel Lacey. To the right of the umpire's chair is Hannah Klugman, unseeded here this week in the 18 under event, and has also reached today's final without the loss of the set. She has a current junior world ranking of 101, with a career high to date of 68, and also in February of this year. Last week here with us captured the 16 under national singles and doubles titles here, won the J200 Lithuania event in February, whilst 2022 also saw Hannah reach the final tiles in the Orange Bowl, whilst collecting back-to-back titles in Loughborough. Hannah lives in Wimbledon, trains at Reed School and NTC with Ben Harron, Lloyd Dagman and Alison Taylor. Interests outside of tennis include meeting friends, socialising, plus enjoys playing all sports. Please welcome Hannah Klugman.
So they are your players for the first match of the day, the boys' final to follow this one. And it's deja vu again there. Top seed Ollie Bonding, who was also top seed at the 16s last week, will be taking on defending champion Luca Powell. So lots to look forward to today. And particularly this first match, which promises to be a well-contested one. Two players at different stages of their careers, but have impressed for different reasons over the course of the last few days. Isabel Lacey, the seeded player on court at number 4, got the win in her first match over Given Roach in round 1. It was 6-2, 6-4 over one of our doubles champions, Roach winning alongside Ellie Blackford yesterday. And Lacey yet to drop a set. It was 6-4, 6-2 over Hannah Rylett in the quarterfinals, and then in the semi-finals breezed past the top seed Ella McDonald, who broke in the opening game but just couldn't get a foothold in very windy conditions after that, and Lacey rolling through 6-1, 6-love to set up this meeting with Hannah Klugman, who for the second straight week also hasn't dropped a set. And much like her opponent today, has dropped a minimal number of games as well. 6-4, 6-love in the opening round for Klugman over her fellow Hannah Reid, before an impressive win in the quarter-finals over the number 3 seed and her doubles partner of last week, Hepzibah Oluwaderi. They won the doubles in the 16s, and Hannah won that match, 6-2, 6-1 the scoreline, before a 6-2, 6-4 defeat of Mika Stojsavljevic in a rematch of last week's final. Now that can be tough if you're the player who's won the most recent meeting, and that meeting has been so recent. The losing player has a much clearer idea of what needs to improve, what needs to be worked on, but again, in very blustery conditions outdoors yesterday, Klugman was able to just play an adequate game to fit those conditions and stayed mentally tough at the back end to break through for the win. So 16-year-old Lacey has a task on her hands to break down that resistance today. Prestigious roll of honor here at the Junior National Tennis Championships. Some of the biggest names in the sport having won at this stage previously. And Klugman looking to be the 3rd player in a row to win both the 16s and 18 singles competitions in the same year. 2 years ago it was Eva Shaw that did that in 2021. And last year another 14-year-old, Mimi Zhu, actually beat Klugman in the 16s final, and Talia Nielsen-Gatenby in the 18s to get the double and secure herself that Wimbledon spot. Lacey's actually been able to wrap up both her most recent singles match wins outdoors the last couple of days. And how well struck was that forehand. It was a quick turnaround for her. She was actually abroad last week playing a pro level event out in Egypt. Said the transition was quite tough. You've got to factor in the travel as well as the extreme difference in conditions. She's gone from 30 degrees out in Sharm to the relative chill of Roehampton. Only landed back in the UK on Sunday morning, and then had to get her nationals campaign underway on Tuesday. So different conditions, different balls that she's playing with. But she has adapted quickly, and she started quickly in this final, looking to get herself on that nationals honour roll in singles for the first time. Only started really taking tennis seriously Isa Lacey a handful of years ago when she was about 13. Her mum, Caroline, was a former player. She broke the world's top 450, I should say. And it was her mum that got Isabel Lacey on the tennis court, put her into tennis lessons when she was 7. And now she has a pro ranking herself, does Lacey. She's been formally ranked in the top 50 in the world in juniors, but she does have a WTA pro ranking of number 872 and some encouraging runs there last year. Klugman, she's such a brilliant mover and such a brilliant competitor. Players have really struggled to hit through her over the last couple of weeks. And that lateral movement can result in that kind of overhit that you just saw from the Lacey racket. But she will look to be aggressive with that forehand side, Lacey. if she's not fully stretched out on it. That's a nice little recovery there from Klugman after losing the opening point. Gets her on the board in the final. Was the winner when she faced off at Nationals with Isa Lacey last year. Beat her in the 16 and unders competition. That's nice movement, taking the ball early, Klugman, to get up the court. Something she's really been working on. It doesn't just want to rely on those great wheels that she has. You'll have heard Richard Joyner mention a team previously, Ben Harron, Alison Taylor, Laura Daigman, who she's working with.
Hold.
A little miss hit there, but you could see from the beginning of that rally she was trying to keep a bit tighter to the baseline, Klugman. And Daigman said that she's working on getting on top of the court, looking to step up, be aggressive, and so it's very important for Isabel Lacey today to keep that sustained length on her shots. She had good depth on her ground strokes in that rally. Still down in this game though. But if those rallies extend, then Hannah Klugman, who won a marathon exchange to get the win yesterday, she's going to back herself. Solid off both sides, and she's got the first break points of the match here. Yeah, she knows it. She is solid off both sides. She's very capable off both sides, so she didn't really need to run around to get that on the forehand. Cost herself some time and positioning. Still has a chance though at 30-40. And it's a chance that she will take. First blood Hannah Klugman in the first final of the day. She will lead with the break at the first sit down. And just to get to the finals of the Junior Nationals, particularly at this level, there's a big achievement following in the footsteps of some big names to have done so previously in the 16s event within the last 15 years. Harriet Dart, a champion here. Other players who've broken the realms of the top 150, top 200 in the 18s. Jocelyn Ray, who went on to have good doubles success on the WTA tour. was a winner in 2009. Beth Gray, who's actually been training around the International Tennis Centre over the last couple of weeks. She won back-to-back 18s titles in 2012 and 2013. So evidence of what this can lead to all around for these two.
15 low. Ball!
That's great use of the first ball behind the serve from Klugman. From the offset today, really looking to utilize that forehand particularly. She knows Lacey's capability at the back of the court. And it really is going to be a battle for that ascendancy. Great control. And great consolidation of the break for Hannah Klugman, the player from Surrey, making it count. And both players actually from the same area, and both of them familiar with these courts at the National Tennis Centre. Klugman training between here and Reed School, where she's studying. Isabel Lacey moved to Duke's Meadows 4 or 5 years ago, which is where she teamed up with her coach Alistair Filmer, but gets good use of the National Tennis Centre courts now as well. That was a real warning sign from the other end of the court. The Lacey overhead not quite having enough crack on it, and Klugman was there immediately to play that extra ball and take advantage, and Lacey left in no doubt that she can't afford to take her foot off the gas, even if she's in a really aggressive position on the court. Yeah, but it's catching. And Klugman had laid the groundwork there so well, noting that Lacey would prefer the ball on her forehand side, getting her jammed up as she went for that behind the serve. This will test her ability to regroup. The first deuce of the match here in the fifth game. You can sense the significance of this one. There's been a lot more volume from Isabel Lacey. Hasn't been in this kind of battle yet this week. And that is a great response. And the reaction from Isabel Lacey told you everything. That could make all the difference in this opening set. It was a couple of points away from the double break deficit, but she keeps herself well in touch here. The wind is still picking up. You might be able to hear that, but these two players have had ample practice in it right now. The National Tennis Centre here in Roehampton, it does seem to have its own bubble of wind. And this LTA training base for many players has its own bubble of stars these days as well. Little bit emptier this week with GB Billie Jean King Cup team getting ready to have their showdown with France in Coventry over the next couple of days, but some of the biggest names in the sport have been around over the course of junior nationals, I think casting their eyes over what's going on as well. It's acknowledged that the players that make the finals of these events tend to go on and have some very decent careers. So these two looking to join elite company. And Klugman looking to hang on to the break. Good length from Lacey.
30-15.
Snatched that backhand up to take time away from Klugman on the run. And she was on the sprint, Klugman, so I think almost ran through that ball. Couldn't get the center of the racket. Healthy start to the game will help her though, gives her the breathing room on the scoreboard. It's a smart second serve from Klugman. Spinning. Lacey couldn't get the connection that she wanted. And so Klugman just keeping that 2-game deficit, keeping that scoreboard pressure on. With some heavy breathing in that game. She was made to work. Oh, just about. Yeah, it might have been a net cord on the drop shot, but Klugman had backed off, was really deep in the court, seeing the time Lacey had on that ball. It was very unlikely she was going to track that drop shot down. Coach Alistair Filmer said that for Isa Lacey, this week has mainly been around seeing this week just as another week in the calendar. Getting her to focus on the work she's putting in and looking at the process over the outcome. It's one of those things that helps to keep you present and just keep you in the moment. Yesterday, after the doubles final, it was only then that Ellie Blackford found out that she and Given Roach would get direct entry into the junior event at Wimbledon. She was so overwhelmed, bless her, it left her in tears. And her mum deliberately hadn't told her about that in case it distracted her, in case it had her looking too far ahead instead of staying in the moment and playing the match through. And Lacey will take that. Klugman looking to impose herself with the forehand, but not with 100% accuracy so far. And Lacey holding firm to stay in touch once more. Filmer, a coach who has previously worked with some of Britain's big stars in their younger days, not least Emma Raducanu, Grand Slam champion, first qualifier ever to win a major at the 2021 US Open. He's been working with Isa Lacey for a good 4 or 5 years now. When they first started out, he was impressed with the developments and improvements that she made in her movement, her ability to defend, but more recently, her ability to play at a higher tempo and just manage the matches that she's playing better has really shone through. And that was evident yesterday. There was a little bit of an unravel from top seed Ella McDonald, but Lacey able to keep her focus on her own side of the net, navigate the wind. Can she navigate this challenge? Klugman still with the break. Now the spread of the arms from Lacey says more than words. Neutral central rally on the first point of the game. You can't afford to give Klugman cheap points like that when she fights so hard anyway. She's been steadily doing that pretty well throughout this set, Klugman. There have been aggressive forehands that haven't found their mark, but looking to put more shape on that one, give it the security, draw it back into the court with the topspin. A smart move there. Her game is not to blow the opposition off the court, and Klugman, even though she is looking to be more aggressive, she's got to think about not giving them rhythm, things that are going to make them uncomfortable. And Laura Daegman did say that she wants to see her using that variety that she's capable of more. Has a great slice and drop shot. And that serve, still impressing. Takes her one game away from the opening set of this 18 and under singles final at the Junior National Tennis Championships. Oliver Bonding, the top seed on the boys' side, still to take on defending champion Luca Pau. Credit to her for stepping up to hit those forehands behind the serve. It's a gusty wind. It picks up, it drops. It makes it very difficult to time the ball. As we saw when she went down 15-30, just a little loose on the forehand, leaning out of it. The full commitment on that previous point, absolutely necessary. Klugman still lurks though behind that baseline, minimizing the space, and on this occasion conjuring herself a set point on the return. Well done, Isa Lacey. And she kept her feet moving consistently. She's done that really well in this match so far, and with the conditions today and that ball moving, it's all the more important to keep yourself moving. Make sure you've got the positioning exactly right. And that'll do it. Hannah Klugman, one set away from doing the double. She won the 16 and unders last week, and the 18 and unders title in singles is within sight. Has to keep her focus though. Number 4 seed Isa Lacey had not dropped a set this week up until that point. Something had to give out here. Both players have really taken the driver's seat in their matches so far. It's Klugman that is staying there in this match at the moment. It's incredible the class that Klugman has at the age of 14 and the accolades she already has to her name. We had a few of them on the mic from Richard Joyner during the warm-up. And most notably, last season, reached the final at 2 of the most prestigious junior tournaments in the world. She was runner-up to close the season at the Orange Bowl in the under-14s, and also reached the final in Tarbes earlier in the year. That's kind of known as the unofficial World Championships in under-14s. She was unseeded when she made that run, just like she's unseeded here, but despite her lack of seeding, every player would have known that she was one of the ones to watch. The ranking doesn't tell you everything. It's very much dependent upon how much you're competing. The amount of competition for Klugman steadily increasing. And the ideal scenario for her here, really having broken through for the opening set, she gets to start the second on serve, which means there's the opportunity to put some early scoreboard pressure on and keep Isabel Lacey feeling like she's very much chasing. Well done. I think Klugman was kind of wishing that she'd stayed back there. You could see the intentions moving in behind the drop shot, but Lacey was too focused on the ball, knew exactly where she wanted to put it. Oh, that's unfortunate for Lacey. She had done great work in that game, but again, it's Klugman shaping that forehand, putting a lot of spin, a lot of dip on it. Invited the net cord to help her out on that occasion, and fair play to her for the cheap points that she was able to pick up and serve in that game, but has done throughout the match as well, particularly stretching Lacey on her forehand side. She's been very confident with that delivery. It's definitely taken some stress off her shoulders in this one so far. Well, for a moment, it looked like even the miss hit was going to go her way, but Lacey will take that bit of light relief. The double fault on the opening point of this game just betrayed the pressure that she's feeling right now. I like that from her. Throwing in the slice. She's not changed up the rhythm from the back as much as Klugman has in this match, and she has to find ways to make her opponent uncomfortable. So that drop shot is a nice idea. Probably wants to spread them out a little bit. And it was the execution that was really lacking there, not necessarily the strategy. Yeah, that's big. So often in a match, when seeing what swings it, you look at break points saved, break points converted, but those 30 all points generating the opportunities are massive. Brilliant. 1 love down. 30-40 would have felt very different to 40-30 for Lacey, particularly in a duel like that. Major from her to come out the other end with a forehand winner. Well struck, well placed. So both players on the board in the second set. Wimbledon's Klugman with that serving advantage. Lives there, hopes to be playing there this year. Here she comes. There's a huge reaction from Isabel Lacey after winning that opening point. It had been a while since she got the first leg up in one of those games. And the intensity has gone up a notch here. It's had to. Because Klugman's resilience has been that good. But Lacey getting her jammed up on multiple occasions and stepping up to capitalize behind that. Really driving with the forehand there. Has fully earned this triple break point opportunity. My word, from the top of the bounce. Well, Lacey took it up a couple of gears. Klugman took it up 3. Forced to by what her 16-year-old opponent has brought to the table here. 3 break points saved. At this point, it's going to be really difficult for Lacey to stay in the moment and not think about that neutral forehand that she missed central on her first break point. But she's done a great job of hitting reset there. Tennis moves quickly. Can't afford to dwell on anything that's gone before. There's only the present. The closest game of the match so far, and it goes Hannah Klugman's way. That feels really significant. She was as far down as she could be at triple break point, love 40. And her response was to up the ante. Really impressive from the 14-year-old once again. From my vantage point, I think I could see Oliver Bonding out now, just warming up. Prior to this match, The girls hit both outside and indoors. Not really sure what the weather would do, so had to be ready for both sets of conditions. Light grey overhead. The rain holding off for the time being. First meeting later on between Bonding and our defending champion Luca Powell, looking to pick up that wild card into the men's qualifying singles at Wimbledon for the second straight year. There's a beautiful approach. Nice switch up with the slice, just putting the reins into her own hands. Smooth follow-up. Big effort on the stretch from Klugman. Hasn't let that previous miss put her off at all. I think we're going to be taking a break here. I completely jinxed it. You can just about see on the screen the droplets falling. What's it going to be? Oh, they're back to the baseline. They've really played their way into this match, and either player wants to stop it right here. Klugman saying there it's getting slippy. Gonna check the court surface. It's those lines you've got to be really careful of on the paint. That's where it gets most lethal. And there's the confirmation from our chair umpire. Suspension of play for the time being due to rain. Now it's not coming down heavy, but it is coming down consistently. Can't be playing in unsafe conditions, so it comes to a halt. 30-all on the Lacey serve. 1-2 in serving in this second set. Hannah Klugman leading by a set in this 18 and unders final at the LTA Junior National Tennis Championships. Now hopefully the players will be back out on court before long. If the rain is persistent, there is the potential to move the matches indoors. Now we want that to be a last resort, because as much as possible we want to keep what should be an outdoor event. Obviously the rewards of wildcards for Wimbledon as well, juniors and main. That's played outdoors, so you want to try and match those conditions as much as possible. But we'll see what the weather decides here in Roehampton. It can have a mind of its own, and the rain is coming down more heavily now, so we will keep you updated. I'm going to take a short break and see what's going on, what decisions might be made, but keep an eye on the live scores through the LTA website and on Twitter at LTA Competitions for any updates where the rain is concerned, and hopefully we will be back at this match before long. Hannah Klugman, one set away from the 18 and under singles title.
on. Steady on. Jill, is that a decision? Girls, on the women's, they do. What happens on junior ITS? They don't show on the website. So when someone's been allocated a wildcard by the performance team,
they need to tell them to contact me. Either sign again.
I get you.